Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadvara Shivastava Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadvara Shivastava Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadvara Shivastava Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadvara Shivastava Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadvara Shivastava Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadvara Shivastava Gaura Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gaurani Jaya, Gaurani Jaya, Gaurani Jaya, Gaurani
Jaya Gaurani Jaya, Gaurani Jaya, Gaurani Jaya, Gaurani Jaya.
Jaya Gaurani Jaya.
Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatara Sriman. His Divine Grace with you, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, His Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki, Nitya Lila Pradishram Vishnupada Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki, Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Yadvaita Vedanta Srivasa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shankar Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Mai Pradhan Ki Gandhamai Yamunamai Ki Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi Ki Hare Ram Sankirtan Ki all glories are simple devotees. All glories are simple devotees. All glories are simple devotees. All glories Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. All glories Shri Prabhupada. Nama Om Krishna Devaya. Sarvapaya Sarvapaya Devaya Sarvapaya. Sarvapaya. Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Ladhayane. Hiranyakasipurvakshaha. Hiranyakasipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Shilatankanakalaye. Ito nashringa parato nashringa. Ito nrisimha parato nrisimha. Yato yato yamitato nashringa. Yato yato yamitato nrisimha. Parir nashringa hridaye Shringa Nrisimha Hridaye Nrisimha Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapati Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapati Abhakara Kamala Parena Kamati Shringanam Alisa Adekanyakasitu Kamadopri Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaikargadisha Hare Jaikargadisha Hare Jai Jagadeesha Hare Bhagavatamavare Papa Advotashindam Paritmahiranya Kashito Anubrindam Yeshatadita Naraharirupa Jaikargadisha Hare Jaikargadisha Hare Jaikargadisha Hare Kesavadita Naraharirupa Jai Jagadeesha Hare Jai Jagadeesha Hare Jai Jagadeesha Hare Keshavadita Naraharirupa Jai Jagadeesha Hare Jai Jagadeesha Hare Jai Jagadeesha Hare Jaya Shri Hare Nashringade Nashringade Jaya Nashringade Jaya Nashringade Jaya Nashringade Nashringade Jaya Nashringade Jai Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai, Maharaj ki Jai. Vrindai Tavati Devaye Priyai Ketavachata Krishna Bhakti Devi Satyavatya Namo Namaha
Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Tatyavatte Namo Namaha.
Vrindai Tavati Devaye Priyai Ketavachata Vishnu Bhakti Devi Satyavacha Namo Namah
Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Tatyavatte Namo Namaha.
Tavati Devaya Priyai Kesavacha Vishnu Bhakti Devi Satyavacha Namo Namah
Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Satyavatte Namo Namaha.
Tulsi Maharani ki Jai.
Tulsi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namah. Tulsi Krishna Preyasi
Namo Namah.
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Eila Bilasi Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Eila Bilasi Yetomara Sharanaloi Taravancha Purna Tomara Sharanaloi Taravancha Purna Kripa Kori Koro Tare Vrindavanavasi Kripa Kori
Korotari Vrindavanavasi
Moraria Vilas Kunja Girovas Moraria Vilas Kunja Girovas Nayane Keribosada Yugala Ruparachi Nayane Keribosada Yugala Ruparachi Ei Vedanadara Takirano Gata Koro Enadaro Takirano Gata Koro Sevaditaro Diye Oro Nijadasi Sevaditaro
Korotari
Dina Krishna dase koi, enamora hoi.
Dina Krishna dase koi,
enamora hoi. Shri Radha Govinda prema salayana vasi.
Shri Radha Govinda prema salayana vasi.
Yani kani cha papani brahma padidikani cha. Tanitani pranashyanti pradakshina pade pade.
Yani kani cha papani brahma padidikani cha. Tani tani pradakshyanti pradakshina pade pade.
Yani kani cha papani brahma padidikani cha. Tanitani pranashyanti pradakshina pade pade.
Yani kani cha papani brahma padidikani cha. Tani tani pranashyanti pradakshina pade pade.
Chapapani Brahma Padini Cha Tanitani Pranashyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade.
Yani Kani Chapapani Brahma Padini Cha
Tani tani pranashyanti pradakshina pade pade.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Vrindai Tulasi Devaya Diyai Kitavachata Vishnu Bhakti Pradi Devi Satyavacha Namo Vrindai Tulasi Devaya Diyai Kitavachata Vishnu Bhakti Pradi Devi Satyavacha Namo
Vishnu Bhakti Prasidhi Satyavati Namo Namaha.
Vrindai Tulasi Devaya Priyai Kitavachata Vishnu Bhakti Pradi Devi Satyavacha Namo Namaha
Vishnu Bhakti Prasidhi Satyavati Namo Namaha.
Tulsi Maharani Ki
Jai.
Shri Shri Shikshastikam Chaito Dapanamarjanam Baba Mahadavam Nirvapanam Shreya Karaiva Chandrika Vitaranam Vijavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratidavatam Purnam Ritasvadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bodhani Sarva Shakti Tatra Pitani Amita Smarane Nakaya Etat Rishita Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Idrishami Hajari Manuragaha Tranayapi Sanichema Tarorapi Saishnuna Amanina Manyamurna Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamayim Mama Janmani Janmanishwari Bhagatad Bhakti Rahite Kirtari Ainanda Tanyam Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Tripayam Ravapada Pankacha Smita Juli Sadrisham Vichintaya Nayanam Galada Shrudalaya Vadanam Gadgada Rudaya Gira Pulangaya Nishitam Bhapukadat Tavanamadrani Kavishyati Yugaitam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravrishaitam Shanyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virayami Hatsarishyava Padanatam Panasumam Adashanam Admatam Karotuva Yata Tatava Vidadatu Dampato Matpranyanatas Saevanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 10 offenses in chanting the holy name. 1. To blaspheme devotees who dedicate live their life propagating the holy name.
To consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
3. Disavow the orders of the spiritual master.
4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in portions of the Vedic version.
5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imaginary.
6. To give mundane interpretation of the holy name of the Lord.
7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the chanting of the holy name.
8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
9. To instruct the faithless persons about the glories of the holy name.
10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also offensive to be inattentive while chanting. Anyone who claims to be a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema Jai.
Jai. Panchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Janabalaba Hiribaradari Gopi Janabalaba Hiribaradari Gopi Janabalaba Giribaradari Gopi Janabalaba Giribaradari Yashodanandana Prajajanaranchana Yashodanandana Prajajanaranchana Yashodanandana Prajajanaranchana Yashodanandana Prajajanaranchana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Nittai Gaur Hari Bo Hari Bo Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur, Haribo. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Gotrimanande
Haribo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Sarasatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Tato Jayamudirayat
Jayamudinaya
Nasta Praeshu Vabhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu abandreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki
Bhakti Bhakti
Ashtoki.
Okay, we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti, text number 25. Vipada Shantuta Shashvat
Vipada Santutashvashyas
Vipada Shantuta Shashvat
Vipada Santutashvasvat
Tatra Tatra Jagadguru
Tatra Tatra Jagatguru
Tatra Tatra Jagadguru
Tatra Tatra Jagadguru
Bhavato Darshanam Yachyat
Bhavato Darshanam Vyatsyat
Bhavato Darshanam Yachyat
Bhavato Darshanam Yatsyat
Napunar Bhava Darshanam
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Vipada Santuta Shasvat
Vipada Santuta Shasvat
Tatra Tatra Jagadguru
Tatra Tatra Jagadguru
Bhavato Darshanam Yachyat
Bhavato Darshanam Yatsyat
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Vipada Santutashvasvat
Vipada Santuta Shasvat
Tatra Tatra Jagadguru
Tatra Tatra Jagadguru
Bhavato Darshanam Yatsayat
Bhavato Darshanam Yachyat
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Vipada Santuta Shasva
Vipada Santuta Sasvat
Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru
Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru
Bhavato Darshanam Yatsya
Bhavato Darshanam Yachya
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Vipada Santuta Sasvat
Vipada Santuta Sasvat
Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru
Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru
Bhavato Darshanam Yatsyat
Bhavato Darshanam Yachyad
Apunar Bhava Darshanam
Apunar Bhava Darshanam Vipada
Vipada
calamities
calamities
Santu
Santu
let there be
let there be
Ta
Tam
O
O
Shasvat
Shasvat
again and again
again and again
Tatra
Tatra
there
there
Tatra
Tatra
and there
and
there
there
Jagat Guru
Jagat Guru
O Lord of the universe
O Lord of the universe
Bhavata
Bhavata
your
your
Darshanam
Darshanam
meeting
meeting
Yat
Yat
that which
that which
Shyat
Syat
is
is
Apuna
Apuna
not again
not again
Bhavadarshanam
Bhavadarshanam
seeing repetition of birth and death.
seeing repetition of births and deaths.
Translation I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Generally, the distressed, the needy, the intelligent, and the inquisitive who have performed some pious activities worship or begin to worship the Lord. Others who are striving on misdeeds only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusory energy. Therefore, for a pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for liberation from birth and death. Therefore, even though there are so-called calamities, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. One who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are accepted as the most suitable boat for crossing the ocean of nations, can achieve liberation as easily as one leaps over the holes made by the hoofs of a calf. Such persons are meant to reside in the abode of the Lord, and they have nothing to do with a place where there is danger in every step. This material world is certified by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita as a dangerous place full of calamities. Less intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing that the nature of this place is itself full of calamities. They have no information of the abode of the Lord, which is full of bliss and without trace of calamity. The duty of the same person, therefore, is to be undisturbed by worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances, suffering all sorts of unavoidable misfortunes, one should make progress in spiritual realization, because that is the mission of human life. The spirit soul is transcendental to all material calamities. Therefore, the so-called calamities are called false. A man may see a tiger swallowing him in a dream, and he may cry for this calamity. Actually, there is no tiger, and there is no suffering. It is simply a case of dreams. In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams. If someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by devotional service, if someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by devotional service, it is all gain. Contact with the Lord by any one of the 9 devotional services is always a forward step on the path going back to Godhead. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakanya Chaksurun Militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bhaevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Queen Kunti is offering her prayers to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna wants to go back to Dwarka to see his family, but Queen Kunti is encouraging him to stay longer in Dwarka. And so long as she's offering prayers, the Lord cannot go. He has to stay and hear her prayers. And so this is a very nice prayer she's offering. We heard yesterday about all the calamities which were there for the Pandavas. And Kunti today, she's saying that let these calamities happen again and again. She's saying these calamities were good for us, because when we have problems, when we have disasters, then we think of Krishna. We turn to Krishna. He's the only one who can help us when there's problem. So Prabhupada quotes from the Bhagavad Gita, how in the 4th chapter, Namam Duskriptino Mudha. He says, Chaturvanamaya System Gunakarma Vibhagasha. It says that 4 different kinds of people, Namam Duskritino Mudha Prapajanti Narada Maya. That's the 4 kinds of people who never surrender. But then he said 4 kinds of people who will surrender. Chatur Panamaya System Gunakarma. No, how does it go again? Nacha. Na. They all have Sukriti. Namam. Namam. Chaturvanamash.
Chaturvidya bhajante mam.
Chaturvida bhajanti mam jana sukritino arjuna arto jignasur artati jnani cha bharata shava. Lord Krishna said, Namam, how's it going in? Chatur Vida Bhajanti Mam. Chatur Vida Bhajanti Mam. Jnana Sukritino Arjuna. He's describing 4 kinds of pious people. They all have done some piety. They have Sukriti, right? Sukriti means they've done some good things. And that's why they're able to come to Krishna. And they come for different reasons. You know, everybody comes for some reason or other. So different reasons are mentioned. Now, one of the main reasons why people come is they're in distress. And Prabhupada saw,
Atta.
Atta.
Distress is artho. Okay.
After distress, yeah. So people in this na chatur vidya vijantimam jnanas sukritino arjuna arto gidnasur
Artati.
so arto distress. Prabhupada saw the Western world how people are in distress. Although America is a rich country, but there was so much distress. And so many people came to Krishna consciousness in distress. And so actually not only in the Western country, in the Eastern countries also, in India and everywhere, people are in distress. People are in distress because it's the nature of the material world, that it's a place of misery. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, from the highest planet down to the lowest, all are places of misery, right? Abrahma bhuvana loka punar avartano arjuna. Mamopaicha tukontya punar janmana vidya. Krishna is saying from the highest planet, the planet of Brahma, at the top of the universe, down to the lowest. They're all places of misery. It's Dukhalaya, not Sukhalaya. Dukhalaya means all misery, all dukkha. And Sukha is happiness. But the Sukha is not here in this world. To get Sukha, you have to go to the spiritual world. To get the real happiness, you go to the spiritual world. This material world is just a place of problems. So many difficulties come. And so people are in distress. And when people are fortunate, and when although they're in distress, they can be fortunate if they go to Krishna consciousness, if they find out the association of devotees. So this is important for people. People in distress. That's just one reason why people come. Of course, people would also have needs. They have some kind of need. Maybe they need money or they need company or something. So they have some need. They come to Krishna consciousness. Some other people are curious. They also come to Krishna consciousness. And some other people want knowledge. They actually come in search of knowledge. And we have examples of each of the people, like Gajendra, the elephant, was in distress because the crocodile had his leg and he wouldn't let go. So Gajendra was in distress, but he worshipped the Lord. And Dhruva Maharaj was in need. Dhruva Maharaj wanted a big kingdom. He wanted to get a big kingdom, and he went to the forest looking for God, and he did tapasya. And when he found God, they said, no, I don't want a kingdom anymore. He said, he said, Swamin kritatosmi, Swamin kritatosmi, Swamam. He said, now I am completely satisfied. And then you have the inquisitive people, like the sages in Naimisharanya. The sages in Naimisharanya had all come to Naimisharanya to inquire. They had many questions. You can see the Srimad Bhagavatam begins. The first chapter is entitled Questions by the Sages. They wanted to know what is the essence of the Vedas. And we wanted to know that Krishna is gone. Where are the religious principles to be found? Now that Krishna has left the world, where should we go to? So long as Krishna was present, he was the personification of all religion. But now he is gone, he's left the world. So where do we find the answers to all our questions now? And the answer was given Srimad Bhagavatam, right? You have to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, and all the answers are there. Krishna swadamo pagate dharma jnana dibisaha kalonishtam drishamisha puranarto dranodrita. That the Srimad Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna for his own abode. Persons who have lost their vision can get light from this Purana. So here, Queen Kunti is describing, she's praying to Krishna that let the calamities happen again and again, because they help her to remember Krishna. That it's easier to remember Krishna when she's in distress. So she's praying to Krishna that let us have more distress, because then I can remember you more. And she knows that by remembering Krishna, there'll be no more birth and death. That is the goal. No more birth and death, to get free of the material world. We don't want to come back again in this material world. Right? If you read the book, Coming Back, The Science of Reincarnation, the last chapter in the book is called Don't Come Back. Right? Because if you come back in the material world, that meant you failed. You didn't go back to Godhead. So we don't want to come back again. We want to make this the last birth. Right? That's the goal. And Queen Kunti is thinking like that also. She said there'll be no more birth and death. Seeing Krishna. She said, and when I have dangers and calamity, then we'll take shelter of Krishna. And by taking shelter of Krishna, no more birth and death. Well, birth and death is not very nice. To take birth and grow in the material world, it's so much trouble. Wherever you take birth in the material world, there's problems. And whatever body you take is going to be trouble. You're born in the animal body, they also have a lot of trouble from the moment they're born. Little birds also, they have trouble when they're taking birth. And we also have trouble from the beginning of life. And the troubles don't end. They go on throughout the life. It's so many troubles. You have to go to school, so much trouble. You have to go to college, more trouble. You have to get married, trouble. You have to have a family, trouble. Then you get old, more trouble.
Yeah.
And then you're dying, trouble. It's all troubles from the beginning to end. So we want to get out of this material world. What's that? Is that your husband?
Maybe Guru Maharaj husband's or Makar. Ah, it's yours?
Yeah, oh, forget. Okay, so many calamities. And Kunti said, they are welcome. We welcome calamities. So they come, They bring so many troubles come. We thank Krishna for giving us trouble because it's a chance for us to understand. We don't want to stay here in this world. Because the more we're comfortable in this world, then the more we want to stay in this world. We want to make our comfortable situation here. But we cannot stay here. You cannot stay in any one situation. How long you can stay? Because we have a temporary material body. So the material body means one day it's going to die. You're going to give up the body, you have to take another body. This is the way of the material world. Taking birth in we're moving from one body to another. We go from one planet to another universe, different universes. We're traveling. We've been to so many different places in our previous lives. We don't remember. What we want to remember Krishna. So practicing remembering Krishna, taking shelter of Krishna, that's the real business of life. So Prabhupada gives the example, he said, one who has taken shelter of Krishna, it's a boat for crossing the ocean of nations. Material world is like a big ocean, the ocean of nations. So he said, when we take shelter of Krishna, then that ocean becomes reduced to no more than the water in the footprint of a calf. The calf makes some footprints in the ground, just like your Prabhupada's footprints here. So the water in the footprint of the hoofs of a calf, very little, very easily. You don't need any boat to cross over. You can easily go over that amount of water. So that's what happens when we take shelter of Krishna. That the whole material world, which seems to be like a big ocean, a big problem, or how to cross over the ocean, but it becomes insignificant. And that way then we can easily cross over the material world. We don't need to spend a lot of time thinking about the material world. Prabhupada said they have nothing to do with a place where there is danger in every step. So residing in the material world, it's a place where there is danger in every step. Padam padam tad vipidam natesham. There's danger everywhere. Just like in Ukraine, devotees were living in Ukraine. They went back to Ukraine. I said, how was it there? He said all the time they have to go to the basement in case a bomb or rocket's going to fall. Because you never know when the rocket's going to fall and blow up the building. So constantly moving down, living in an apartment building, but anytime the apartment may be bombed. So they have to constantly go down to the basement in case the building all gets bombed. So that material life is like that. That's in Ukraine. Well, you could say, well, that's only in Ukraine. But look what happened in America. People were in the Twin Towers in America, and the terrorists flew the airplane into the Twin Towers and bombed them. The whole Twin Towers got knocked down. So you're not safe anywhere. Where are you safe in the material world? There's danger everywhere. We had the COVID, the pandemic situation. The whole world was affected with the COVID virus, and people were dying everywhere. And so many dangers are there. Now there's another flu going around. Everybody very dangerous. You get some flu. So many dangers. If you get a flu, people dying from it. So this is the material world. It's the nature of the material world. This place, there's just so many troubles. We want to avoid the troubles. You have to get out of this world. get out of the material world. We want happiness. Okay, that's not wrong to want happiness, but you have to know where to find the happiness. You don't find the happiness here in this world. You have to go back to Godhead. You have to go to the spiritual world. Get free from this material life. Then you can experience real happiness, life of bliss and knowledge, eternity, bliss and knowledge is there in the spiritual world. So we should think about how to go there. Prabhupada said, any sane person, they will understand the nature of this world. So much suffering. So we should progress in our spiritual realization. We have to become more spiritually realized. And we have to do that through the practice of yoga, by chanting the holy name, by chanting mantras and worshipping Krishna. Then we can develop our spiritual consciousness. Prabhupada gives the example about the man dreams a tiger is swallowing him. And just like you have a dream, tiger is coming. Oh, tiger is coming. Oh, tiger is eating me. Prabhupada said, actually, there is no tiger. But we're thinking like that. It's a dream. There's no suffering. And he says, in the same way, all the calamities of life are just like a dream. They're not real. Of course. You could say, no, I'm suffering. Yeah. What's suffering? The body is suffering, but we're not the body. We're suffering, and the mind is suffering. It's not actually real. It's just a dream. There's the daydream and the night dream. It's all illusion. It's not real. So many times we're in trouble. We're thinking, oh, I'm so unlucky. I'm having so many problems, so many difficulties. It's all a dream. It's the mind. Our mind is not controlled. So we have to wake up, come out of the dream. And how we do that? We have to contact Krishna by devotional service. If we're lucky enough, then we can contact Krishna. And Prabhupada said, through any one of the 9 processes of devotional service. So any one of the 9 processes, but of course the foundation of the 9 processes is hearing and chanting, Shravanam and Kirtan. Processes like Atmanivedanam, to surrender everything, very difficult. And to become Krishna's friend, Sakyam, that's also very difficult. You have to be a very advanced devotee to be a friend of Krishna, or to be able to give up everything. That's very, very difficult. But we can hear and we can chant, and by hearing and chanting nicely, then we will start to remember. So hearing and chanting leads to remembering. And then we want to do worship. We worship the deity. And when we worship the deity, we offer prayers, like we were doing. Right? So this is all part of the process of bhakti yoga. Hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, offering prayers, serving the lotus feet, being the servant, and then Atmanivedanam, surrendering everything, and Sakyam, becoming Krishna's friend. These more difficult on a higher level. But certainly hearing and chanting, very important. Our Krishna consciousness develops from hearing and chanting. So we have to become absorbed in this hearing and chanting. The more we hear about Krishna, then the easier it is to remember Krishna. And we have to make a regular program to hear and to chant. This is why we have Krishna conscious programs. This is why it's going on every day, hearing, chanting, to help us to remember Krishna. to make it easier for us to remember him. And certainly the troubles will be there, and we're not always so strong. We don't always have so much control over our mind that we can understand, oh, this is just a dream. Oh, this is just illusion. Actually, material calamities, one person's in one you can see two people can be in the same situation, and one person can be completely devastated by it, very worried about it, and another person's not, he's not even worried about it. Different calamities affect people different ways. Some people, they don't even worry about it. You know, they lose their job, they lose their home, they lose everything. Oh, it doesn't matter. You know, go on. Life will go on. And other people, oh, they commit suicide. There was the one man in Hong Kong, he was doing business, and he lost all his money. He was making toys, and he made toys. He used paint which had some poison in it. And the toys all got exported, and they went to America. And when they got to America, the American people, no, we're not going to take these toys. This is poison, this paint. And they ordered all the goods to be thrown in the sea, to be thrown away. So the man lost all his money. So his whole business was ruined. So he committed suicide because no money anymore. He just thought no point to live. He committed suicide. So people do that, you know, they're so distressed. Some people so distressed, you know. People committing suicide is quite common in some parts of the world. In Japan and America, like that, people feel stress, so much stress. Oh, I'm so stressed. And other people, they don't feel any stress at all, you know. And so stress is in the mind. Well, the little girl was going to school in Singapore. She was only 6 years old. They came home with a book. Teacher gave a book to bring home, helping your child cope with stress. You know, 6-year-old child cope with stress, you know. What kind of life is this, you know, that you're having stress? You're only 6 years old. So this is the material world. It's all stress, you know. Some people are so stressed. I'm afraid to go out. Some people in the USA, they're afraid to go out. You don't know. It's so dangerous. Who's going to kill you? Who's going to pull a gun and shoot you? You don't know. People are so stressed. They're so afraid. They live with that kind of fear. And some other people, they don't even worry about it. They don't care. So Queen Kunti, she's saying, yeah, there's going to be calamities. It's going to happen again and again. But she said, there's an opportunity to remember Krishna. She sees everything in relation to Krishna. So this is important, to see everything in relation to Krishna. Oh, Krishna has given me this trouble. Krishna has given me this problem. Krishna has taken everything from me. Oh, what to do? Surrender to Krishna. Just take shelter of Krishna. So whatever we have in the material world, how long you can keep it? No, Krishna takes it. Prabhupada said, God is like someone with 10 arms. We only have 2. If he wants to take everything from us, he can take everything. And if he wants to give us, he can give us so much also. We're helpless. We just have to surrender to him and see what happens. We don't know what will happen. But we just surrender to Krishna. Whatever we have is Krishna's. It's not ours. It's all Krishna's. So our duty is just to be engaged in his service. Okay, any questions? Anybody? Any questions there? Yes?
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, it is believed that God does not give trials which are not in a person's ability to bear. Why does then people commit suicide?
Well, they do it out of ignorance. People commit suicide out of ignorance. They're thinking that by committing suicide, their troubles will be ended. But they don't realize they're just creating more troubles for themselves. They're thinking that by giving up the body, there'll be no more troubles. But their troubles are not just only in the physical body. Their troubles are in their mind. And that mind will carry them to the next life.
What time?
And the next birth, they will suffer reactions. So but people are not aware of their spiritual nature. They're thinking, I'm the body, and they think if you commit suicide, then the troubles are all ended. But no, the troubles continue. Troubles continue. The next life, because the soul will have to suffer for ruining that body. If you kill the body, then you get reactions for that. You suffer for that. Next life you won't get a body. Next life you may have to be a ghost. People who commit suicide, they may have to become ghosts in the next life for some time. And they won't be given a body because they committed suicide. They didn't take care of the body. So people foolish people, they commit suicide, they're thinking all the troubles will be ended. But no, they get more troubles. You understand?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, yes, thank you. Gurudev, and sometimes devotees also have some terrible disease, and there is no hope for them to continue their life. They know, for example, doctors said like this and so on. So sometimes, very rare, but we heard that devotees also commit suicide. They stopped to eat, for example. Sometimes I even heard that their spiritual masters allowed to do like this. So how can you, maybe you can comment with such a situation? Is it possible or not? Such kind of suicide? Or this is not suicide in reality?
Yes. There's sometimes it does happen like that. We have to understand that sometimes the devotee may not be able to do any service, that because of the disease, because of the health problem, they're not able to do any devotional service. So they feel that there's no point in continuing their life in that material body. And they may undergo some kind of fasting to do, just like one devotee we know, he did that. He had some cancer in the throat and he could not speak and he couldn't preach, he couldn't chant, and spitting up blood all the time. And so he took permission from his spiritual master and he said, please, I can't do any service in this condition. So spiritual master sanctioned him. So he gave up his body so that he could get a better body to continue serving Krishna. So that's a little different. It's a special situation. Mm-hmm. But generally, people committing suicide, they're trying to escape from the reality.
Guru Maharaj,
Yeah.
today we have to leave by 9:15.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, Guru Maharaj. They are coming and picking up for the. Yeah, of course, we have some time for
Okay.
2 questions. Any questions anymore?
Any other questions?
One quick question, Guru Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Guru Maharaj, my doubt is like, do we have the concept of free will after we enter into material world? Like, sometimes I think, is happiness or distress is due to the decision wrongly we take out of our ignorance, due to the free will we have here, or how does that free will work here? Guru?
I haven't understood the question quite.
Okay. So, do we have the concept of free will? We say, right, we have a small freedom. Each individual Jivatma will have a free will. So, my doubt is whether our happiness and distress is due to the decisions we take because we have a free will of taking the decision. And the wrong decisions we take or the right decision we take, is that is influenced by the free will we have, or how is it?
Okay, so yeah. Well, actually, the free will we have is either to surrender to Krishna or surrender to Maya. Either we surrender to Krishna, or when we surrender to Krishna, then we're under the protection of Krishna. And when we surrender to Maya, then we put ourselves under the control of Maya. And we're controlled by the 3 modes of material nature. So the decisions we make will be, we have to, a devotee will have to consider what is favorable for devotional service. Our free will is like that. Are we doing something for the service of Krishna? Or are we just thinking only for our own sense gratification? And then if we think it's just for our own sense gratification, then you get the reactions of your karma. We all have some karma. And the karma, the reactions from the past. And according to our karma, we get some happiness and we get some distress. But if we surrender to Krishna, it's not karma, but it's Krishna's arrangement. Krishna's putting us in situations for our spiritual progress. No, even as devotees and we've surrendered to Krishna, we can get problems. And these problems are there to help us to become more dependent on Krishna. That Krishna wants to bring us closer to him. So that's why he gives even a surrendered devotee problems. Just like the Pandavas and Kunti and Draupadi, they got problems. But their problems helped them to surrender more to Krishna. But people who are not devotees, then they're suffering their karma.
Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Okay. Any other question?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, Prabhu.
I have about the lack of motivation, of enthusiasm. Sometimes I lose it, I just reading the books, chanting Hare Krishna, listening to Prabhupada classes, and I'm kind of losing the taste. And sure, I want to get out of this world. I don't want to get back again. I just develop love for Prabhupada and Krishna, but sometimes I lose enthusiasm. What is a solution, practical solution?
Well, the problem is the mind. The mind is, our mind is telling us, no, we don't want to read the book. Oh, I don't want to chant. The mind is saying,
No time.
no. We have to control the mind. The mind can be the friend, the mind can be the enemy. The uncontrolled mind is the enemy. We have to control the mind. Wherever the mind wanders, you have to bring it back. And we have to be fixed. We have to know what is really good for us. We have to know this chanting is actually good for us. What am I going to do if I don't chant? I'm just going to be in Maya, So we have to protect ourselves. We have to guide ourselves. We have to really have that determination is really wanted. That enthusiasm, patience, and determination. The nectar of instruction. Rupa Goswami mentions these things which are very good for progressing in Krishna consciousness. Enthusiasm, very important. We have to, enthusiasm means endeavoring for the service of Krishna. We have to really want to do that, to endeavor for Krishna's service. So the mind can be the enemy. The mind doesn't want to do it. The mind, oh no, that we have to control the mind. You have to beat the mind. You have to, don't listen to the mind, You have to do what the mind, you have to do the opposite from what the mind tells us. The mind is saying, oh, don't chant. Oh, go back to sleep more. Oh, eat eggs and fish. And the mind is saying all these things, The mind is always trying to take us away from Krishna. And we have to constantly discipline the mind. You have to train the mind. It takes some effort in the beginning. But, it's just practice. You just have to keep practicing and keep on telling the mind, no, I'm not going to do what my mind says. I have to do what Krishna is saying. I have to follow the Shastra. I have to hear from Krishna. Don't want to hear from the mind. So this is the problem, the uncontrolled mind. You have to control them. Just like you want to train a wild animal. How do you train the wild animal? You put it in a cage and you beat it. You put it in a cage and you starve it. And then you beat it. And then you feed it. So this way the animal, it knows, oh, this person is very powerful. He put me in the cage. He starved me, and then he beat me, and now he's feeding me. So I better do what he says, right? So that's how you deal with the mind like that, just like you deal with the wild animal. The mind, our uncontrolled minds like that, like the wild animal. We have to starve it, beat it, and then feed it. And you have to feed it Krishna consciousness. Feed it Krishna Katha. Okay.
Thank you very much.
We will stop here today. Thank you very much, Prabhus. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Bhakti Vigna Vinash Narasimha Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj, for your classes, for your mercy.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Thank you.
Thank you.
You will go in the back? For you? No, no, I was going to be in the back. No, no.